Jasmine flew to San Francisco and took taxi to Ginger's apartment. Upon entering, she was visibly surprised by the design of the house, finding it not to her liking. The small size and unappealing design left Jasmine less than impressed, considering it a far cry from her taste. In a flashback, Hal and Jasmine arrive at the house he just bought. The immense size and posh design immediately captivate them, particularly Jasmine, who is enamored with the perfect setting. Hal reveals that Danny will live with them permanently and on Danny's birthday. Jasmine warmly greets him. During the lavish party, she effortlessly engages with her affluent friends, exuding elegance while savoring expensive wine. In the present, inside Ginger's house, Jasmine is found talking to herself near a window with closed curtains. Her demeanor suggests a mental struggle. She wears a distant smile, reminiscent of a past life filled with abundance and greatness. The contrast to her current financial struggles is evident, as she seems immersed in memories of a more prosperous time, creating a poignant moment of reflection in the midst of her changed circumstances. Shortly after, Ginger with her boys arrived in her house and met Jasmine. Jasmine, admitting her financial struggle, explained that she needed to stay because she couldn't afford the rent in Brooklyn. The government had taken all her funds, leaving her broke. Despite this, she shared that she flew first class, to which Ginger questioned how. Given her financial situation, Ginger advised against such spending, but Jasmine justified it, claiming that splurging was simply a habit of hers. In a flashback, Jasmine shares with her friend that her sister Ginger is coming to New York for a week with her husband Augie.
Oh God, she's coming to New York for a week with...
Despite the news, Jasmine is displeased about Ginger staying at her home. She explains to her friend that they are vastly different. She described Ginger as not too bright and wild, while Jasmine considers herself Miss Perfect. Ginger and Augie arrived at Jasmine's house, warmly welcomed by Jasmine and Hal. When asked about their stay, Ginger mentioned they were in a hotel. Hal offered to cover their hotel expenses. Appreciating the gesture, Ginger insisted on treating them to dinner, but Jasmine explained they had prior dinner plans they couldn't cancel. While Ginger and Augie toured the house, Jasmine confided in Hal about the challenges of dealing with Ginger's presence for the next 5 days.
My God, 5 days.
While Hal questioned Ginger's choice of Augie, expressing doubt about her taste in men. The next day, Ginger excitedly shared the news with Jasmine and Hal that they had won $200,000 in the lottery. Augie, eager to start a business, sought suggestions. Jasmine proposed investing the money in Hal's luxurious hotel business, highlighting it as a potentially wise move. While Ginger and Augie were enjoying their time exploring the city, Ginger accidentally witnessed Hal with another woman. Shockingly, they held hands and shared a passionate kiss. Ginger, bewildered, couldn't believe what she had just seen. On Jasmine's birthday, their house buzzed with wealthy friends. Jasmine proudly showcased her expensive bracelet to the guests, a gift from her husband Hal. Ginger, intrigued, asked about the woman beside Hal. Jasmine introduced her as Raylan, expressing affection for her and mentioning Raylan's modeling agency. Ginger, concerned about their coziness, advised Jasmine to keep an eye on Hal. Jasmine dismissed her suspicions, assuring Ginger that they both trusted Hal and Raylan, dismissing any concerns with a laugh. Back in the present, Ginger invited Jasmine to meet her boyfriend Chili at a seaside restaurant. There, Chili and his friend Eddie joined. Ginger introduced Jasmine, and Chili asked about her occupation. Ginger mentioned she just arrived and was job hunting. Eddie responded that he knows a dentist that is looking for help. During the conversation, Jasmine suddenly drifted into deep thought. Eddie, noticing her distraction, mentioned knowing someone like her with epilepsy, but Jasmine assured him she wasn't epileptic.
I'm not epileptic.
Chili, persistently curious, asked about her future studies, and Jasmine responded with sarcasm, saying she wasn't sure, but promised to keep him informed.
I don't know, but I'll be sure to keep you informed.
Inside Ginger's house, Ginger inquired with Jasmine about the job opportunity at a dental clinic that Eddie had mentioned. However, Jasmine dismissed the idea, expressing a desire for more than a menial job.
Jesus, it's too menial.
She aimed to attend school and pursue a degree. Ginger suggested exploring design due to Jasmine's excellent taste. Jasmine considered becoming an interior decorator, but acknowledged her lack of computer skills. She proposed taking computer classes first, followed by online decorating courses. Ginger pointed out the financial aspect, highlighting the costs associated with these courses, leaving Jasmine to confront the challenges of pursuing her aspirations. Afterwards, Jasmine is shown working in a clinic alongside Dr. Flicker, the dentist recommended by Eddie. Her role involves managing phone calls and appointments. Determined to pursue her dream of becoming an interior decorator, she attends computer classes. During a break, exhausted from her work, Jasmine steps outside the clinic for fresh air. She then takes her medication to cope with stress. In a flashback, Jasmine's stepson Danny engages in a conversation with Jasmine and her friend. Jasmine proudly boasts to her friend that Danny ranked first in his class at Harvard and is a math genius. Danny adds that his dad did a guest lecture at the school, instantly turning him into a campus celebrity. Back in the present, Jasmine is observed talking to herself in the street. Passers-by appear shocked and sympathetic, wondering why she is alone and engaged in conversation with no one beside her.
Be careful! Don't get hit by a golf ball. That's how Ray Becker died.
At the clinic, Dr. Flicker invites Jasmine for a drink at a bar, and she agrees with the condition that it will be a quick one, as she has plans with her boyfriend for dinner. In the bar, Jasmine becomes a bit irritated as Dr. Flicker talks, repeatedly asking for the time,
Do you have the time?
emphasizing her need to go home for homework. In another flashback, Danny and Jasmine engage in a heated argument. Danny reveals that he dropped out of Harvard due to the humiliation he felt when his father was sent to prison for malversation, branded as a thief and criminal. Unable to face his peers after having bragged about his wealthy and sophisticated father, Danny now sees him as a phony and a cheap crook. Back at the clinic, as Jasmine finishes her work, Dr. Flicker confesses to finding her very arousing, especially in the way she dresses. He openly expresses that she is very attractive and alluring, leaving Jasmine flustered. Shockingly, Dr. Flicker sexually harasses Jasmine, forcefully kissing her. In response, Jasmine shoves him away and asserts that she will never return again. At the computer school, Jasmine's classmate advises her to report the dentist who harassed her. Jasmine, traumatized by previous courtroom experiences, declines the suggestion. She asks Sharon if she knows any suitable men for her. In response, Sharon invites her to a party as an opportunity to meet new people. Jasmine attends the party and is again observed talking alone, leaving others perplexed.
Pretty darn angry. I don't want to be made a fool of, you know? You hear me? How?
Excuse me, are you talking to me?
Later, she meets Dwight in the library, and they quickly connect. Dwight shares that his recently deceased wife worked for a fashion magazine, and Jasmine reveals her own loss. Dwight, a State Department employee, inquires if Jasmine has children, to which Jasmine responds that she doesn't have any due to time constraints. She discloses her profession as an interior designer, and Dwight, pleased to meet her, invites her to help decorate his new house. Jasmine gladly agrees, setting the stage for a new connection and potential relationship. At Dwight's house, Jasmine admires the spacious and uniquely designed home, praising its wide space and breathtaking seaside view. In a surprising moment, Dwight passionately kisses Jasmine, who welcomes it and even invites him to kiss her again. They begin to spend more time together, and after some time, Dwight eventually proposed to her as he is impressed by Jasmine's poise and sophistication. Without hesitation, Jasmine joyfully accepts, sealing a significant moment in their evolving relationship. The next day, Dwight and Jasmine head to a jewelry shop to buy an engagement ring. While browsing outside, Augie unexpectedly spots Jasmine and confronts her. Jasmine introduces Augie to Dwight, who is Ginger's ex-husband. Augie blames Jasmine for his failed business, citing her husband's embezzlement of his funds. However, Jasmine urges him to move on. Augie revealed seeing Danny, her stepson, working at a music store. Augie then told Jasmine that some people don't put things behind so easily, and left feeling sad. After Augie left, Dwight confronts Jasmine about her lie regarding having children, expressing disappointment and anger for keeping secrets. Jasmine clarifies that Danny is her stepson, not her biological son. Disappointed and angered by the deception, Dwight calls off the engagement immediately. Jasmine, feeling lost and disoriented, gets out of the car and walks away, facing the consequences of her deception. Jasmine arrives at the shop where Danny works and questions him about why he hasn't contacted her. Danny, unfazed, tells her that he knows the whole story, advising her not to act surprised. In a flashback, Jasmine, distressed, confronts Hal about his affair and infidelity. Hal confesses he's in love with the other woman and plans to marry her, leaving Jasmine shocked and disheartened. He departs, intending to stay at a hotel temporarily. Devastated and desperate, Jasmine impulsively calls the police, exposing Hal's illegal activities. As a result, the police arrest Hal, leaving him perplexed about the sudden turn of events. Back in the shop, Danny reveals to Jasmine that he harbors more hatred for her than his own father. He blames Jasmine for his father's suicide, stemming from the consequences of her actions. Jasmine expresses regret, but Danny refuses to discuss it further, emphasizing that the irreversible phone call can't be undone. He firmly tells Jasmine to exit his life, stating it's essential for him to move forward. Jasmine arrives at Ginger's house and is displeased to find Chili moving in. Expressing her disapproval, she belittles Ginger for choosing someone like Chili, whom she deems a loser. Jasmine mocks Ginger's potential for a better life with Chili. In defense, Ginger stands up for Chili and asks Jasmine to leave him alone. Ginger confronts Jasmine, blaming her and her husband for their current difficult circumstances, accusing them of stealing their money and sabotaging their chance for a better life. In response, Jasmine told Ginger that she's moving out of her house that day. She revealed that Dwight begged her to move in with him, with plans for marriage later on.
Dwight asked me to move in with him, as I expected he would. He wants me to finish decorating his home. Then we'll marry and we'll move in together.
Jasmine leaves the house and walks to a park where she sits on a bench. She then started muttering to herself.
I can wear the Dior dress that I bought in Paris. Yes, my black dress.